And we're following some breaking news on this Friday morning. Shots fired along the National Mall overnight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. Right now, U.S. Park police officers are in the early stages of their investigation. Our Lex Warris is live on the scene along Constitution Avenue. So, Lex, what have you learned? And we can see this is a very active scene.
Yeah, Tanaya, Corey, I'm actually standing on 17th Street right now. That intersects with Constitution Avenue just here at the end of 17th Street. Police have this blocked off as part of their investigation. Now, the block of Constitution Avenue, where the investigation is happening right now, where there were gunshots fired, is the part of Constitution Avenue that runs just in between the Ellipse and the National or the Washington Monument down towards the Lincoln Memorial. And so that part of Constitution Avenue is blocked off right now as they continue to investigate, as well as this portion of 17th Street right here. Now, U.S. Park Police do tell us that so far in the investigation, they've recovered 2 firearms, and one of those was recovered off of a minor. They do have 3 people in custody right now that they are questioning. However, those people have not been arrested formally. They are just being detained and questioned by police at this time. Police did also find 3 cars that were parked along Constitution Avenue that had bullet holes in them. No people were inside those cars at the time of the shooting, which happened around 1 o'clock this morning, and there are no injuries reported at this time. Right now, that's all of the information that we have. We are working to find out a little bit more information, as well as, how old this teenager or this minor was that the police found the gun off of, as well as if they're looking for any more guns, or if these suspects that they are, speaking with and trying to find out some more information are going to give us anything more to be able to tell. Like I said, no injuries at this time, and we're going to stay on the scene here and work to find out some more information and then bring that to you a little bit later on in the show. For now, live here by the National Mall, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
As we're kicking off our Friday morning, we're starting off with temperatures into the upper 50s to low 60s for much of the area, aside from, say, D.C., where we're already into the low 70s. Southern Maryland, we're starting off mid to upper 60s to low 70s as well. 65 in Waldorf, 72 already in Lexington Park. Those dew points starting to creep up. We're noticing those dew points now into the low to mid 60s from D.C. and areas south, but farther off towards the north and west, still holding on to the comfortable air with those dew points into the mid to upper 50s. Visibility has been reduced. We're seeing some areas of some patchy dense fog that has reduced visibility in Culpeper and Luray down to about a mile, and a few locations around West Virginia as well as Western Maryland seeing that low visibility too, about 3 miles though up towards Frederick. And again, that's all associated with some patchy dense fog that will continue to lift over the next couple of hours. That radar is all clear to kick off your Friday morning, so no need for the umbrella. Highs today will be varying mid to upper 80s. Later on today, count that chance for maybe a stray shower to pass at least the southernmost parts of our viewing area, but elsewhere should be dry. We'll see increasing cloud cover though developing later on today, but I'll have more details and I'll get towards that weekend forecast coming up. Right now, I'll toss it over to Shanika with the very latest on traffic. What can people expect as they're hitting the roads?
Well, just in, we do have a crash in Fairfax. That right lane is blocked on the outer loop. That's near 66 now. This time it involves a tractor trailer, so do be careful out there right now. It's not causing any issues, but I will keep an eye on that for you. As time goes on, you might start to see some delays begin to build. So over to the rest of our region, we're looking at Kenilworth Avenue right on DC 295, and traffic is starting to pick up as time goes on. People are all rushing in toward the district to get to work or school or wherever you're going. Now over to Constitution Avenue, as you just saw, it's still blocked off. We still have police activity right near the Ellipse and 17th Street. So do try to avoid that. You can take a different route, a detour, if you can. All right, over to you.
Thank you, Shanika. Well, breaking now, a woman was shot and killed in Prince George's County. Police are not releasing a lot of details this morning, but we do know officers said that they got the call at about 9:15 last night when they got to the area of MLK Highway and Business Parkway in Lanham. That's where they say they found the woman with gunshot wounds. That woman was taken to an area hospital where she later died. Police are still searching for that gunman.
Kind of scary, yeah. For you to, coming out to get to shop and then on to you're not safe.
Come over here and see all this going on. It's getting crazy in America.
Happening now, the mall at Prince George's in Hyattsville is getting ready to reopen in a few hours at 10 o'clock this morning. This comes after a deadly shooting in the food court. And this morning, shoppers concerned for their safety.
That's right. They tell us they're unsettled and scared after that food court shooting the food court turned into a crime scene because of that shooting. Hyattsville police say a man was shot and killed at about 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Police initially asked people to avoid that area, but did clarify about 30 minutes later that there was no active threat to the community. Investigators are currently interviewing witnesses and working to identify any possible suspects. They say they do believe the shooting was targeted. Regardless, people say they feel unsafe and they're asking police to do more.
Have more security, beef up security. People need to be aware of the surrounding.
Police are also calling on the community to put a stop to this violence and to help them find the suspects in that shooting. Happening today, a protest outside of the Justice Department will call for an independent investigation into the killings of 2 men. This is going to be hosted by the advocacy organization Harriet's Wildest Dreams. It is set to start at 12:30. The 2 men, Kevin Hargrave Sherd and Lazarus Wilson, were both shot by police. Hargrave Sherd was shot by police again. Now officers say they believed he was involved in a shooting, and they say he did not follow their commands. The officer who shot him has been put on leave. Wilson was shot and killed at the wharf by Commander Jason Bagshaw, who was off duty at the time. Both of these incidents happened in July.
And breaking now, after problems in the primary, Democrats in Frederick County, Maryland are one step closer to setting the stage for November's general election. Last night, Frederick County's Democratic Central Committee chose current County Council President MC Keegan Ayer to represent the party in the District 3 race. This comes after Keegan, a longtime local politician, lost by just 1 vote in the primary. Her candidate was later disqualified for not meeting residency requirements.
Well, keeping students safe, Fairfax County Public Schools are working to prevent the spread of monkeypox ahead of students returning to class on Monday. Our Christy Matino is live to explain the safety measures that are now being taken. Christy, good morning.
Good morning, Corey and Tanaya. So this new safety protocol comes as monkeypox cases continue to spread in our region. As of this morning, there have been 56 confirmed cases of monkeypox in Fairfax County alone. Now, ahead of students returning to school on Monday, FCPS released a statement saying this is a serious health concern that could touch the entire community. So now the school district is partnering with the Fairfax County Health Department to implement new protocol. They're asking students to avoid close contact with anyone who has a rash similar to monkeypox and avoid touching objects people who have the virus have used. Now, of course, being in a school, students are almost always in close contact with one another. So here's what FCPS is doing to help stop the spread. The school will send out a notification letter once there's a positive case to students who were exposed. Staff will also continue sanitization efforts that began during the COVID-19 pandemic, which include cleaning once a day on high-touch surfaces like cafeteria tables or desks. As well, personal protective equipment will also remain available for use. But FCPS is also asking parents to stay diligent and monitor their child's symptoms should they occur, such as a rash and other flu-like symptoms, and to have your child stay home and to be seen by a healthcare provider if you are concerned. Reporting in Fairfax County this morning, Christy Matino, DC News Now.
All right, Christy, thank you. Your time right now is 6:08. A plan in place this morning. The White House says it will expand access to the monkeypox vaccine to people who need it most. Now, according to White House officials, this includes prioritizing vaccinations at LGBTQ events. They say 50,000 doses would be made available for those events, and doses have been made possible after U.S. health officials decided to stretch supply by offering 20% of the usual dose.
We know we have more to do to mitigate the spread of this virus and to protect those at risk. Our work with our state and local partners could not be more critical than at this particular moment. We know that viruses don't care about state lines. They don't wait to spread. And so we will continue to do all we can to work together, communicate, and share information.
And officials say they plan to send up to 2,000 additional doses to North Carolina this weekend. That is where the Charlotte Pride Parade and Festival is taking place.
Your time right now is 6:09. Developing now, a federal judge is giving the okay to release redacted records after the FBI raid at former President Donald Trump's Florida home. The judge says that this falls on the government to prove why authorities should not release the redacted version of that affidavit. The judge gave them a week to come up with a redacted copy and propose the information to the government that they want to keep secret. Now, one of the arguments against releasing those records, potentially harming the DOJ's investigation and putting witnesses at risk. Lawyers for the media companies in this case say the judge will keep all of that in mind.
It is up to the public to determine what is meaningful in this investigation. I think Judge Reinhardt is going to protect the identity of confidential informants.
Now, lawyers say it could be weeks before people are able to get their hands on those redacted records.
And it was a tough loss in Seattle. The Mystics dropping Game 1 of the WNBA playoffs last night, 86-83. Now, Washington held a 3-point lead with 90 seconds remaining before Jewel Lloyd hit 2 daggers in traffic, putting the Storm ahead. Elena Del Don doubled on the next possession. Tight defense causing the turnover between Natasha Cloud and Ariel Atkins. The Storm would not look back, though, going 4-4 from the line to ice this game. The Mystics will run it back on Sunday with their backs firmly against the wall, and hopefully they take home that W.